I know what you're thinking, pal. How's Bigfoot doing?
Well, there he is, pal. He looks like a wet poop. Yikes. Okay, well, he's definitely bigger. He's definitely a lot plumpier than he used to be. He's filling up a lot more of the container. Okay, Bigfoot, we'll see you tomorrow.
That's a good point, Homer. We haven't had our coffee yet. I have an idea. Let's go to Silver Lake, California. Why are we here? Well, I'll tell you, my friend. We're going to try the top 3 coffee places that I recommend to you in Silver Lake, California. Have you ever been to Silver Lake? Well, you probably haven't. But if you have, maybe you know these places. And if you have, maybe you don't know these places. And if you're planning to come to Los Angeles, maybe you'd like to know these places. Incidentally, did you notice the thing behind me? Isn't that crazy? This is the famous Silver Lake Reservoir. Beautiful spot. Big old lake in the middle of the city. It is open for walking, so it's a very popular exercise trail for the folks in the area. And of course, like me, people visiting who want sort of a little more beatific spot to chill out in. Legend has it that in these waters, a creature roams. Let's keep our eyes open. First up in this little quiet corner of Silver Lake is LaMill Coffee. LaMill? I think it's LaMill. What do you guys think? LaMill Coffee. We're gonna try the Japanese iced coffee. I'll show you the menu in a minute. Here's a look at their menu. They got some pretty primo stuff. We're gonna try the Japanese iced coffee today. They also have food. It looks yummy. And voila, just like that, here's the LaMill Japanese iced coffee. I asked them what makes them Japanese, and it's kind of the way they cold brew it. I guess there's like a Japanese method, and then they pour it over ice. So, I mean, it smells like coffee. It's basically just iced coffee, just kind of brewed a little more interestingly, I guess. Oh, that's good. That's really strong, too. If you don't like strong coffee, you're not going to enjoy this one. But this is really... Sometimes you get, an iced coffee and it's super watered down and it just kind of looks like brown water. This is probably the best iced coffee I've ever had. And it's perfect because it's friggin' hot outside. So this just goes great with everything I need. I need a little cool down. I need a little caffeine. LaMill Japanese iced coffee for me. This is a winner. Highly recommend the Japanese iced coffee. I wonder what their hot stuff tastes like. I mean, I assume it's as powerful as this. I mean, you can tell this is brewed by people who know coffee. So, LaMill Japanese iced coffee, highly recommended. What do you think, Sumo? Oh my God, he's in shock. Next up is an institution here in Silver Lake, Intelligentsia. You may have seen their coffee, their bags of coffee in grocery stores and things. This is a hot spot for writers to come and work and get some yummy coffee. Let's go look at the menu and see what we can try today. What do we have here? So it looks like the menu may change daily, but iced black tea. I don't know, I want a coffee for sure. I think I'm gonna go with an Angelino. I wonder what that means. I'm gonna ask what an Angelino is. During normal operating hours, we'd be inside, but of course we can't be at the moment. They are busy grinding away behind the safety of plastic. And everyone's keeping their distance. Everyone's behaving. I love this place. It's a really great place to work. It has a good vibe. Well, since it's boiling and it's really hot in this car at the moment, but I've turned the air off so that you can hear me a little better, I decided to get another iced coffee. I asked the lady at the register, what is your signature drink? She says, we don't really have one of those available at the moment, but if I were you, I would get the Angelino. Remember I was going to ask about that? Well, I did. And here's the big deal. The Angelino is a iced coffee, but it's got 4 shots of espresso. That is 4 shots of espresso. I didn't realize they were going to add milk. I'm fasting at the moment, so that'll break my fast, but whatever. It's fine. It's close enough to my eating window There is a slogan here on the side that says, "Great coffee is not the result of chance." Well, I like that very much. How about that? How about that? That might be my... How about that? Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's try it. Intelligentsia's Angelino iced coffee. 4 shots of espresso, and I guess there's whole milk in here. They usually default to whole milk. I tried once. I like almond milk with cereal. I tried a latte with almond milk once. When I went to Disney last time, I'll link it up above if you haven't seen that adventure. It was disgusting. It does not mix well with coffee. At least it didn't then. Okay. Wow. I also got it sweetened. They asked me, "Do you want us to sweeten it up?" And I said, "Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit." Because 4 shots, that's a big mama jama of a coffee bomb. So, this is amazing. Oh, this is amazing. This is really yummy. Really yummy. It doesn't taste strong at all. Somehow, maybe it's the milk, maybe it's the sweetness. It tastes a lot less stronger than the one I got at LaMill. So, maybe it's because it's sweeter and because it's got the milk to cut it down a little bit. But this is great. I really love this. I would drink the hell out of this every day. 4 shots of espresso. Doesn't even feel it, man. It's like when you get like an alcoholic drink and they you know, they sugar it up, or they add elements that make it taste not as boozy as it is, and then eventually it hits you after like 6 drinks and you're like, "Oh, there's nothing in here." This is what this would do. Whoo! Man, caffeine rush. I love it. This is my favorite so far. Sumo, you want to try this Angelino one? Sure you do. Give it a little sip there, pal. All right. What do you think? Oh, dude, I think he's in caffeine shock. Look at him. Incidentally, I have an update about our story time with Master Chaos. Dave Maggot, a fellow YouTuber, answered the trivia question yesterday. I posed The Lambs Clarice. What was that movie from, that quote? And Dave was the first one to jump on that. And he, of course, got it, Silence of the Lambs. And he was able to write the second sentence of our growing story. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. Here's Dave's second sentence. Their vacation hadn't exactly started off as planned, but they would not let a little bad weather ruin their trip. Now, the story has continued. We know they're on vacation, but they're not going to let the bad weather ruin their vacation. Now, it's up to you out there to continue the story. Here's what I'm going to do. Just to make it go a little faster, I'm going to write every other sentence. So I'm going to add the next portion to Dave's sentence. Of course, everything's going to be in the description so you guys can follow along in case you forget where we are. So the next portion is, I told you we should have turned left on Candlewood Road, Kate. It is a piece of dialogue, our first piece of dialogue. In my mind, it's the man addressing the woman. I've named her Kate. The man remains unnamed. So, if you want to name the man in the next portion or write some prose, it's up to you. But the first person who answers this trivia question will be the one who gets to do that. And I'll pin that comment, and then you will get the honor of continuing the story. So here is the movie quote of the day. Be the first one below to comment, and you will be the next one to add to the story. You ready? Here we go. Easy one. Hey, you guys. Everyone knows that one. Okay, comment down below, and I will see you in the comments, and we'll continue this story time with Master Chaos. By the way, I'm going to name the story to make it easier. This will be the first of many, hopefully. This story is called The Candlewood Horror. Again, you can find the story as it stands right now in the description below. Right down the street from Intelligentsia, you'll find Dinosaur Coffee. A really small little coffee shop. But I hear good things. There's their logo. Dinosaur Coffee. Let's see what they got. Let's take a look inside real quick. Oh, nice. Here's a quick look at their menu. That sounds really interesting. I got a cappuccino with a cardamom cinnamon cap. Oh, that's actually what it is. Cardamom cinnamon cap cappuccino. It's a hot one. It'll be my first hot drink of the day. Well, as Tim from Jurassic Park says, we're back in the car again. And I've got in my hand the, oh, look at this. I just saw this little logo. Dinosaur Coffee. Can you see that? Let me go, where's the camera there? Isn't that fun? Look at that, little dinosaur guy. The top hat dinosaur guy there. Dinosaur Coffee's cinnamon, sorry, that's gonna be a tricky one. Cinnamon and cardamom. Anyway, cinnamon and whatever the other thing is, cappuccino. It's the first hot drink I've had. And it's little, which is good. It's smaller than the other things. And I got all smalls because I wasn't gonna chug all this coffee. I mean, I'm gonna eventually, but not on camera. Luckily it's small, but I should probably drink this all the way through because it's gonna get cold. It's probably not gonna be as good. And also, I'm out of armrests. As you can see, I'm sort of out of. They're all taken up. So here we go. Ready? Cinnamon and whatever that is, cappuccino. Whoa, baby. You know what? I'm really glad that all three of these are delicious. Because there was a shitty one. I would be really disappointed to have to report that. The cinnamon and cardamom cappuccino is fantastic here at Dinosaur Coffee in Silver Lake. Oh man, that's wonderful. God, I can't decide what my favorite one is. I feel like everything I tried, the most recent one is my favorite one. My favorite hot one was the only hot one I've had. But I'd say if I had to pick one, well, you know what? Let me think about it. Let's go back to that park where we started this adventure, and we'll have a walk around and we'll decide there. How about that? In the meantime, I'm gonna finish this. Holy God! Woo, that is awesome. Let's see what Sumo thinks. Here you go, bud. A little sip. Okay, what do you think? You like it? Sumo? Sumo, buddy? I think he likes it. Okay, gangbang, I'm back from my trio of delicious coffees. We're back on the windy bridge here overlooking the beautiful reservoir there. What was my favorite? Well, me and Sumo deliberated this on a drive over here. It was a short little 1 mile drive. I would say 100% Dinosaur Coffee's cinnamon and cardamom cappuccino. 100% delicious, perfect. It would have been delicious even if it was iced. Out of the two iced coffees I had, I'm gonna go with Intelligentsia's Angelino. That's the 4 shots of espresso, a little bit of milk and a little sweetening, just to take the edge off of that. So maybe it's unfair to LaMill because I really loved their pure Japanese iced coffee. I thought that was amazing. Perfect cup of joe. Really just the right amount of strong and just the right amount of taste, and not watered down. It's probably watered down now because there's obviously ice in it, and it's hot out, even in the car with the air conditioning on. But out of the two, gosh, I'm gonna go with Intelligentsia's Angelino. However, that's not to say that LaMill's was not good. That was great. Honestly, any of these gourmet coffee places you come out to in LA are gonna be amazing. Even Starbucks is good. I mean, I know some people don't like Starbucks, but Starbucks is sort of the McDonald's of gourmet coffee roasters. I know they hate that term, or they hate being put into that bracket, but they are, because they're everywhere, right? There's 100 Starbucks everywhere. There's not 100,000 LaMills or Dinosaur Coffees. I think Intelligentsia has a couple of other stores around, but I think if you want to go for a gourmet spot, there's plenty of them in LA. Here in Silver Lake, specifically, those three are my favorite. There's actually a ton other of gourmet coffee places out in this area, which I haven't tried. I was going to do top 5, but I honestly thought 3 cups of coffee would probably be enough for me. I didn't want to crash and burn, especially being in a fasted state. I usually fast until around 4 p.m. or so. So I didn't want to down so much caffeine and, get a headache, maybe get the shits. I didn't want that, I wanted this to be a fun vlog and not a bathroom-centric one, right? That's my review of the top 3 coffee places in Silver Lake that you must visit. What a view, huh? You might have heard of Silver Lake from that movie, Under the Silver Lake, I think it was called, Under the Silver Lake, directed by the guy who did It Follows, I believe. That was not a good movie, unfortunately, but it was shot here in Silver Lake, around this area. I don't know if anyone saw that movie, to be honest. It was supposed to come in theaters, but such an odd movie, honestly. I really wanted to like it, but I just couldn't get into it. Anyway, my friend, that'll do for today. I hope you enjoyed this really fun food review video. It's something I haven't done yet, but I will plan to do more of these, especially because I like to show my my town around. There's a lot of really fun stuff here. Unfortunately, of course, the pandemic has put a lot of those places to bed for the moment, but when they reopen, we will be visiting them. A lot of fun stores here and there. And the coffee places are open, of course, but they're limited. You can't go inside and things like that. Well, pal, I hope this video has found you happy, healthy, and well. I wish you the best always. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. My name is Master Chaos, and I want to be your best YouTube buddy. The way to do that is you subscribe, and you'll see me tomorrow because this is a daily show. So I really hope I get to see you again because it was lovely to meet you today. If you're old here, welcome back, my friend. And remember, you are the pumpkin to my spice. Speaking of which, none of those places had pumpkin spice lattes yet, but they will soon, so stay tuned for that. Not that I'll come back to Silver Lake and try their pumpkin spice lattes, but I will be drinking a lot of pumpkin spice lattes at other places. That'll do it for me, pal. I need some water, so I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you sharing that time with me. This has been your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos, signing off. I wish you a very pleasant good day wherever you are, and I remain to be continued.